Welcome to Nugg Talk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nugg Talk, a weekly podcast where we talk about everything going on in the NBA, and more specifically with your Denver Nuggets. I'm your host, Loki. I'm back again with Phil. Phil, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. July 4th was good. I was in Vegas gambling. I won money. I was pretty proud of myself, and I saw all these NBA players. It was great.
That's really cool. I was in Ohio, and let me just say, I get it, LeBron. I get it.
That's not fun. Yeah, probably not.
I get it.
I mean, but you could play basketball. No, what else can you do? They have the
literally all I did in Ohio was play basketball. So
they have the what's that thing they got? They have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There you go.
Yeah,
There's something.
They have Canton. And that's it.
And Superman. The guy made Superman there. Whatever. I don't remember. I hear a lot of these things from LeBron and Trainwreck or whatever it was. Okay, but anyways, time to get more on topic. Week started off pretty slow. Nothing was going on. A lot of people were getting pissed because Kawhi was taking so long to make his decision, which, like, I kind of get that argument. Not like a huge person about it, though.
I get it because recently the ball has dropped so quickly for all these moves, but, like, I feel like in the grand scheme, Kawhi kind of did what players used to do, which was take their time on their decisions. Yeah, now it's just been like they already made their decisions because tampering.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that he should at least try to do it sooner, but the way he did it really helped fuck over one team, and we'll get into that eventually. But I think if you're really betting I know, like, the market changes based on how he makes a decision and things like that, so it sucked for certain free agents, but, like, the ones who were, like, waiting on his decision to make a decision, like Danny Green and Marcus Morris, like, I don't really feel bad for you that you have to wait to get your contract, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, in the grand scheme, it didn't actually affect them. Like, I think everybody kind of knew that Danny Green was either going to stay with the Raptors or go to the Lakers, and that's
Dallas
what happened
for some reason.
But
yeah, so he took a really long time, but then finally, after the 4th of July, July 5th,
yeah,
right?
it was like that night.
That night, he decided to go to the Clippers, which was completely of shock, and even more of shock, they somehow got Paul George in that, which when I first read it, I literally thought it said Pau Gasol, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know why he's in there. It confused me, and then I actually looked at it when I was gambling at a table on a TV. I'm like, what the fuck, Paul George?
Yeah, that was a concern.
Yeah, so apparently Kawhi, who never talks, is apparently an amazing recruiter. And I still think this is tampering. I don't actually know the rule of this.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like it matters. They're not going to do anything about it.
I know, but I don't feel like you should be allowed. I get you're a free agent. The free agents should be allowed to talk to free agents. You shouldn't be, like, having meetings with a guy who's on
like under contract and tell him to request a trade.
I feel like that's has to be tampering in some sort of way.
I can't imagine the Thunder are very pleased. I wouldn't be surprised if they, like, send out a complaint, but we'll see. If they're gonna, like, I think they need to alter the tampering rules. I think you should be allowed to talk to free agents, but if you're under contract, you just shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
I'm even okay with you talking with upcoming free agents, but if you're under contract for, like, 4 years, like Paul George, it seems a little...
It was just kind of strange. I don't think I've ever really heard of that before. Maybe in the Ray Allen type time, I think he might have done it, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it was weird. They gave up basically 5 draft picks.
Yep.
2 are like swaps, but they're basically from 2022 to like 2026 and that time on, or like 2 years after that if they do the swaps. So yeah, I don't think that's really that bad. Oh, they also sent Gallo over with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So I don't really think that's too much to give up for 2 basically MVP candidates.
Yeah, I mean, if the Clippers don't win, and then like, let's say Paul George or Kawhi leave, which won't happen anytime soon, obviously, then they have no future. Kind of a similar situation to the Lakers, but again, they have a very, very good team. The Clippers are deep and talented still. So it was you can't say no to that. So
yeah, I think it was definitely a good trade on both sides, because I think I was on the very first podcast, or maybe I said it, just talking with you off of the podcast. But I always thought that it was time that the Thunder realized they needed to rebuild. obviously they didn't figure that on themselves, but because Paul George
They're kind of forced
pushed
into
it into it, I think it kind of helped them realize that they need to do it. And we'll get into more of that later. But I think if they are going to do that rebuild, they should do it this way. And I think it was the best way to do it. They got some good assets. Gallo's not really anything for them. I think he's only on contract for one more year, which is this upcoming one.
And he had a really good season last year.
Yeah, so he'll help. But they're going to basically be tanking. Who knows? Gallo could get traded again if they do trade Westbrook, which we'll get into later. But I think overall get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then a lot of good picks for the future. I think it was a really good decision. So, and then again for the Clippers, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You could put an MVP and third runner-up, all defense, all NBA player together.
Pretty great duo.
Man, that team's really good defensively, and you didn't have to give up any of your core. That was really good, like Beverly or Lou Williams or Harrell. Mm-hmm. So I think overall they definitely ended up winning free agency out of nowhere. Because no one saw this coming.
I think anyone thought Kawhi was going to the Clippers, and then he did.
I literally saw Jalen Rose 99% he's going to Raptors. Chris Broussard 95% he's going to Lakers. Both wrong.
Both were wrong.
Which is it's a good thing on Kawhi that he was able to somehow keep that all of a secret, and also Jerry West, who's just amazing at recruiting.
Yeah, Jerry West is proven once again he's one of the best.
Yeah, he formed the Warriors. He formed basically Kobe and Shaq. And he is now been able to get Kawhi and PG out of everyone, just shocking everyone. So good on for them. They are a pretty good team. They're formidable, things like that. Obviously, I think it's okay that they're now considered the favorites. I don't know what you think. I think it makes sense.
I think they're the favorites. I think the Lakers are obviously going to be a good team, but they are LeBron, AD. And then we'll get to the other one, and then basically the same team besides that.
Yeah. So they definitely, I think, automatically become best West team. In the East, it's just Sixers or Bucks now. It's no one else. I mean, maybe Boston. If their young guys figure out Kemba is really good, but for the most part, it's going to be Bucks, Sixers, and it's going to go back to like what we said. It's going to be can Simmons shoot or Giannis Antetokounmpo shoot first?
Yeah, who's going to be the better offensively? Right now, you'd say it's Giannis, but
yeah, I say as of right now, Sixers should probably be a favorite just because they have a better starting lineup. Their bench is still iffy, but Cyrus Smith looks athletic. I guess that's all I've seen is the dunk. So maybe that helps. When I say just based on the starting lineup and how good it'll be defensively, it's probably the favorites just because they at least have more people around Simmons and Embiid than Giannis has with Chris Middleton. So I say Sixers probably would be a favorite there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I could see the Bucks just taking it just because they have the best player.
They do.
We've seen how that can affect things sometimes, but yeah, the East is just not as fun as it was last year, to be honest.
It's not gonna be as fun this year. Next year will be better.
Oh yeah, once we get the Nets back in the picture. Nets,
and who knows, maybe the Heat become a good team, which is another thing we can also talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
There's potential there. There's definitely stuff that they can work on over in the East, but the West is basically going to be a goddamn free-for-all. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting to see, and we'll get into more about where we think we rank after we go through everything else that happened. So after Kawhi and PG decide to go to the Clippers, all the recruiting and everything was done there. I, for one, definitely knew after I read the report that the Raptors tried to get PG, but they also had to get Westbrook. And they don't want to do that because they want to give rid of Siakam. They thought they were getting played and everything. Once I saw that Westbrook was even in trade talks, I assumed that he's automatically going to ask for a trade now. Because if the team's going towards a rebuild and he realizes that, he's not going to want to stay there.
He's not going to stick around. I guess I guess you could say that maybe he's wants to go back to averaging a triple-double, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like he's been there, done that now, and I think he's ready to move on. And I think, frankly, the Thunder are too. Probably a little overdue, but...
Yeah, I think the Thunder should have done this after probably KD, after like a season after KD left.
Mm-hmm.
But then they had the opportunity to trade for Paul George. Made sense to try it out. It didn't work after a year. Still didn't work after the second year. Probably should have definitely done rebuild after last year and just let him walk.
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't. But now they have a lot of picks for it, so it ended up working out for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would say overall, yeah, if they're heading towards a rebuild, you gotta look to trade Russell Westbrook, and he did ask for a trade request, not to any specific team, but it seems like he just wants to leave, which I think is totally fine. And teams that are apparently interested in him, one is the Houston Rockets, which makes a ton of sense, the Harden connection. Other is the Heat. The Heat have interest in him, and then Pistons, Knicks, and there's another team. There's Pistons, Knicks, and I forgot the other team. I think it was just Miami, actually. So, yeah, there's 4 teams. They have the most interest. Miami seems most likely, but where do you think makes the most sense, and where do you think he'll end up?
I like to see him in Miami. I don't know. He's like, I don't consider this a bad thing, but he kind of seems like a player who wants to win, but he's not really gonna go to a team that's gonna like. I think he and Jimmy are a good match, good fit. Yeah, they're into the same. They have the
same mindset of wanting to win, but not really.
Exactly. I think that'd be a really fun team to watch. I'd like to see him go to Miami, but
it's possible. I did like a trade simulation. All they would have to do is just trade. Like, obviously they won't want younger players, but they could just do Goran Dragic and like Justice Winslow and like a pick,
and we get done,
and that would get it done. So it's possible that it could happen, but I think it does. I don't know. I don't really know what Westbrook's trade value is, because it can't be as good as, like, it's gonna be good, but it can't be as good as like the recent trades we had. Like, it's not gonna be anywhere near the Paul George trade, and I don't think it'll be anywhere near the Anthony Davis trade. Like, I don't think he has that type of value.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I mean, we know what everybody's kind of seen what Russell Westbrook is. A lot of players seem to not want to play with him, even though I'm sure he's a great guy, but he not exactly shown to be a team player. So
yeah. I mean, his teams don't really win that much, and not because of him. Obviously, I think Sam Presti, towards the later end of this run of OKC, decided that he just wasn't going to get enough right people around Westbrook and even Paul George, and Westbrook by himself and Westbrook and Durant. I think it's very obvious. You can see they made a lot of mistakes. Even though he's a pretty good GM, never should have let James Harden go. Never should have, let there be any tension between KD and Russ. Never should have gone and got these non-shooters to put around Russell Westbrook and things like this. So I think overall, they're a team that drafts well and things like that, but I just think at this point the run's over, and Westbrook should start looking into moving on, and hopefully, I think there's going to be some weird, it's like a hot take. We'll see if it actually works, but it probably won't. But I think that there's going to be a weird Miami, Houston, OKC trade, and it's going to be Westbrook to Houston, CP3 to Miami, and then Goran Dragic and Justice Winslow and like a pick and whatever the hell OKC wants to them. I could see it work. It makes sense. I tried it out. I think it could happen.
It would be interesting. I feel like this is one of the craziest off seasons we've had in a while, so I'm sure it's not going to stop.
Yeah, just because I think they want to trade CP3 in the past. Even if there is that small sort of tension between Harden and Chris Paul, you want to get rid of him. Miami wants a star point guard, so they might as well take CP3. And then OKC wants to rebuild. They still would get the same assets if they traded him just to Miami. So I think it'd be an interesting trade, and I could definitely see it happen. But we'll see. I'm not saying it will, but that'd be cool.
It would be. Yeah, it's cool when that kind of stuff happens.
Overall, of our team, if Westbrook went to the Rockets, but it would be cool just to see that stuff happen. But I mean, yeah. So OKC, thank God they're finally coming to an end. I really hated how long that team was better than us for.
Yeah, I hated that team for a while.
But they've been pretty bad for the past couple of seasons. They've been kind of overrated. So, and we saw that. We beat them like 8 times in a row, 7 times in a row.
Did not have any issues with the Thunder. Yeah.
Probably would have swept them in the playoffs. I think the Spurs were better than them. So, they're done. So, who knows where Russell Westbrook goes? So that's probably just a new domino in the NBA to see what happens with that. The next thing that happened is Boogie Cousins, since all of the movement happened and everything like that, he had no value at all. No one wanted him. No one ever, no one wanted to sign him. He got hurt. Again, everything. He just looked terrible in the finals. So he had no one really wanted to get him. No one really wanted to sign that to even disrupt like locker rooms, stuff like that. And he was just waiting around for a bit. But since Kawhi decided to go to the Clippers, and the Lakers missed out on everyone because Kawhi basically screwed them over.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which is good. Thank you, Kawhi. So since they got screwed over and they weren't able to get anyone, they just ended up deciding to get Boogie on, I'm assuming, a vet minimum deal again for 1 year. So he's now back with AD in the purple and gold. Probably won't start, but I'm not too worried about that move, to be honest.
I think he will start.
I don't think he will.
I think
at least to start.
You don't think? Who's gonna start?
JaVale.
Oh, that's weird.
I think JaVale will start, and then if Boogie's actually healthy, they'll go to Boogie. But he looked really
he was pretty
great.
trash. Yeah, I mean, like as far as names go, it looks good on paper, but I'm not that concerned about Boogie being on the Lakers.
Yeah, and they did retool. They got Danny Green, KCP. They got JaVale back. Today they got Avery Bradley off waivers.
They got Rondo back. So they got Jared Dudley. So they got some old veteran players who know how to play, have playoff experience. So they did get better. LeBron's playing point guard, even though he's always been playing point guard. I don't know why that was a surprise to people.
Why is that even new? It's like he's been playing point guard. He's been playing point guard since 2010.
Yeah, and it's not going to change matchups or anything. I don't know why people are like LeBron playing point guard. Whoa.
The new should be Kuzma will start. That's what the new should be.
So that they're going to start Kuzma.
So that's the only thing that's shocking, that they're actually going to go Kuzma. Oh, they also signed Quinn Cook, which was going to be their point guard if Rondo didn't get signed and LeBron wasn't there. So who knows how many minutes Quinn Cook gets. But, yeah, I mean, the team got better. They weren't as good as they were going to be. Thank you, Kawhi, for not going to the Lakers. But, again, not like you have to respect LeBron and Anthony Davis, but I'm not scared of them, is what I'm glad to say.
Yeah, like they're scary, but they're not unbeatable.
They're going to beat LeBron's going to be, like, it's going to be a good matchup. LeBron and Jamal's going to suck. We have that matchup. Yeah. But it's just what it is. And he will probably do a weird switch where we'll probably put Jamal on like Danny Green and Gary on LeBron or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
we'll start Torrey or whatever.
Something's gonna have to work with that. But overall, again, not worried about the Lakers. But we'll see how that affects the overall aspect of the league. One thing I am glad to say is, for once, it seems pretty even.
It seems like the West is pretty wide open.
The whole league. The whole league in general. For once, it seems like anyone could win the top. There's like 8 teams I would say that could like win it.
I know, which is pretty impressive. After the last couple of years, I kind of was worried we'd never see this again, but it's cool. I like the idea of super duos, not super teams. I think that's way better for the league.
Yeah, there's a lot of people it's a lot of just 2-man teams now. Not really any 3-man teams. Maybe like the Warriors, not really. Because I don't really think that's gonna work out.
Maybe the Warriors, maybe the Lakers, but that Boogie has to play like we haven't seen in years.
Kyle
or Kyle.
Kyle Kuzma, the third one. But yeah, I mean, anyone who's actually close to like a big 3 is the Sixers, and then hopefully eventually us.
Yeah,
we're technically one because you have Jokic, Murray, and Millsap. It's like kind of one, but I wouldn't put us there. We're also a duo team for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless Gary just really steps up all of a sudden, which would be awesome. Or Porter, if he ever plays.
If Porter ever plays. We'll get to that too.
I just wanted to play. But yeah, for the most part, it's duos everywhere. The best duo is LeBron and AD. But I think the best team in the West is the Clippers.
Yeah.
For right now.
For sure.
But with all that happening, all the craziness, everything in the past 2 weeks, Nuggets we're just minding our own business. We were in the back. We were just chilling in a VIP room.
Trust the process, baby.
We weren't doing anything. And I know everyone was getting upset and frustrated when they see another power forward leave, another one leave, another one sign. And then you got to be like, are we going to really sign Ronda Hollis Jefferson? Because that's probably like the best guy.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But out of nowhere, because the Thunder all of a sudden decided they want to basically give it up and move on from their team. They decided they're going to trade Jerami Grant. I said Jerami, not the other one.
Jerami.
Why are their names so similar? But Jerami Grant, we got him.
Jerami.
We got Jerami Grant. So
it's Jerami.
Is it Jeremiah?
It's Jerami.
Oh, I'm confusing it for his brother.
It's
every
Jerami.
time. Jerami Grant. I used to love Jerami Grant. That's why. Jerami Grant. Jeremy?
I think it's Jeremy. I don't know. Sorry if it's Jeremy or Jeremiah, but
we're keeping this in.
We got the OKC Grant is what we're saying.
I'm looking it up so I have it. There's a third one. It's called Jeremiah. Okay, Grant. This is insane.
While he is researching,
it's Jeremiah.
Jeremiah or Jeremy?
Jeremy. It's one of those two.
It's one.
Let's just call him Grant.
We got the OKC Grant. I think it was in a really good pickup. He fits really well alongside Jokic, and
don't have to bring Trey Lyles back.
And Trey Lyles is gone, and that is something that I think a lot of Nuggets fans are happy about. It just didn't work out. It's time for a change of scenery.
Yeah, I mean, thank him he kept us afloat last year when Millsap was gone.
Yeah,
that was the only time he played well.
He kept us afloat just to miss the playoffs last year, so I don't really thank him. But
he helped.
Best of luck to him on his new team.
I mean, who knows where he goes?
Yeah,
Will Barton commented on one of his posts, you're about to get bagged. He's really not going to get that big. He's going to get a lot for us, but
he'll probably get 10.
He could get I could see 8 or 9. I don't really think he had a really bad season.
It's true.
Again, thank him for helping us last year, but ever since Millsap came back last year, just never found a shot and just couldn't stay in the rotation. So I am very happy to just move on to someone who fits the team a little bit better and is just better at shooting and better at defense. He
was a really good pickup. I think his defense is something that's really been talked about. He's really become a good defender, and he gave the Nuggets a lot of issues whenever we played the Thunder.
He shot a lot of threes last year, and that really shocked me because I was like, he doesn't shoot threes. And then all of a sudden I looked today, I'm like, oh, he was 40%. That makes sense. But the year before, he didn't. He was 21. So I don't know what he did that made his shot so much better.
I think a lot of it was because he started shooting from the corner. So maybe he'll be our PJ Tucker. We talked about getting him. And
just do that, and also just teach everyone else how to shoot.
Yeah, teach our bigs how to shoot.
But yeah, I mean, that was amazing. I think it was a really good pickup. If it's just for a 2020 first round pick and I think some cash,
yeah,
it's a great pick.
The 2020 pick will not be a good one. So I think we really made a really good move. And it also allows us to keep our mid-level exception if we were to use it. We don't. But that means we still have that to, I don't know, fill a hole, maybe try and improve the team somehow.
It's possible.
But yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a good backup 4, and we got a really good backup 4.
And the good thing is, too, we can also play 3. Mm-hmm. So the versatility, if we get injury issues or if we have to somehow do load management for MPJ, there's been no reports about that. But
yeah,
just with the way he does get kind of hurt every so often, I wouldn't be shocked if we decide maybe we should load manage this kid, even though he's so young, just to make sure he
doesn't get hurt again already.
Yeah, because we have so many small forwards that he doesn't have to play every night if he doesn't need to. But I think Jeremiah Grant is a very good one. I still don't know, man. It could be anyone.
I'm pretty sure it's Jeremy, but anyways.
But I think he was a great pickup. He can play defense. He can shoot the 3. You suggested earlier that you think we should sign him as a starter after this year. I do not agree with that.
I'm just kind of thinking, depending on how Millsap looks this year, it's very reasonable to think he might be the best option that we could afford.
But I don't think that's true.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much money we're gonna have. We're paying Jamal a lot of money now.
We're getting $30 million off the books, $40 million off the books next year.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, I like him a lot. I think he's a good player. Good pickup. I mean, he started on the Thunder last year and he played well. So
I'm okay with bringing him back. I don't have an issue of doing that. I'm okay with bringing him back as a backup. I know he was a starter for part of his tenure at OKC, and he did pretty good, but I just still don't think he's there yet. Maybe he proves it this year that he is actually amazing, and maybe he takes over Millsap's spot.
He's only 25 years old, so.
But I would prefer, if we do have all of the space, to go get more of a veteran player, or like at least someone who we know is pretty good and deserves starter money, which would either be like Serge, who would still be kind of less than starter money because he'll be getting older, so his contract will obviously go down, or Derek Favors. And then dream scenario, Warriors really hate each other. Draymond keeps yelling at everyone. He wants to leave.
We can get Draymond. I think we become like. Wow.
We would have to probably get rid of a lot of players and weird signing trade stuff or like weird trades, but I'm okay if we could get Draymond. That would make our team amazing. Because a lot of the things our team struggles with is we're just not good when people get physical with us.
Yeah, we need it. I think, and like
we learned from the playoffs.
Draymond's the king of that, but I think Jerami is also good at that.
He will help.
I think I kind of like think of him as like a weak man Draymond in a way. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but
kind of. He's a 3-and-D guy. But
I like 3-and-D guys.
It will help. I definitely think it fits the team. Anything's improving on Trey Lyles at this point. And we didn't really have to give up much for it. So I think amazing pickup. Good job, Timmy C. You're killing it. I'm glad you didn't go to Washington.
Yeah, me too.
But it's a good pickup. He'll sneak into the rotation. I'm interested to see how well he just fits with everyone else. And he'll be in multiple type of rotations. I feel like he won't just be a guy on the bench. He'll have like a rotation with like the starters and things. They can put him really anywhere for the 3 and 4 position. Yeah. And he can guard those positions, which is nice.
It's nice to have that versatility too. We are looking like one of the deeper teams.
There's a lot though.
Yeah. The NBA, it's just like the West is so stacked now.
Yeah, and that's what we should go into because we're going to do way, 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 way too far out like ideas of where we rank with at least my idea of the top, and I also think your idea of the top 5 teams in the West. Mm-hmm. Obviously, number 1, I think, is Clippers. Yep. What do you think?
I
Clippers.
Agree.
2 is Lakers.
Yep.
3, I think, is Houston. 4 is either Utah or us. Like you can mix us
you can
at
mix
4 and 5.
I really don't want to put Houston at 3, but you're probably right.
People forget that team's really good. They just only couldn't beat the Warriors.
Yeah, they're really a good team. We'll see how that goes. If they trade Chris Paul, that will change, obviously.
It will change, but depending on who they get, it can be better. So.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I think the Nuggets are definitely a top 5 team in the West, and then I really consider them kind of right on par with Utah. I think
we are right on par with Utah. And that's my opinion. And no offense to Portland. I think Portland's a good team. They're on that edge too, but Nurkic isn't playing, and I don't think Hassan Whiteside made them much better.
I do not think that the Warriors, like they're going to be a good team as long as they have Dame and CJ, but they are now
and they lost Harkless
and Aminu. Yeah, they've definitely gotten worse.
They had to have gotten worse. I know they re-signed Hood and stuff like that, but I think they got a little bit worse, and we're gonna get better with, I think, age. Again, that's what we would like to think and hope for.
You expect a young team to get better every year, so that's kind of what we have to expect with the Nuggets, and hopefully we'll be right.
Yeah, and so that's why I put us again above them. And then Golden State, I just really don't see it working out. I could really see them trading him next year, like D'Angelo, to fix that team, because I just really don't get that fit. I still don't get it.
I think that they will trade him. It's going to be interesting. That team is going to go through a lot of changes over the next couple of years. While we're on the subject of how stacked the West is, I haven't done this yet on this podcast, but I'm going to say it now. The NBA needs to get rid of conferences.
They're never going to do that, Phil.
They will never talked about this. They will never do that, but it is ridiculous how much better the West is than the East. There are 2 teams in the East that can contend, 3 after this year, and then there's 7 in the West that can contend?
Yeah, but
that's ridiculous.
I think still, even with that, you have to understand, I think it's either like either 23 of the 30 or like a unanimous 30. I forget which one it is. I think it might be 23 just for like rule changes, but for like a league change, it might be all 30. It's one of those two. Need to approve that, and East teams aren't going to approve that because then they won't ever make the playoffs and they'll lose out on money.
That's true, and that's why it will never happen. But it should happen. It would be better for the league because
it would be.
There's going to be a lot of situations where just kind of, congratulations to the Raptors, but a lot of what happened this year is that the Warriors had arguably a much more difficult path than the Raptors.
Yeah, they did.
And then they got beat up. And yeah, the West is. I just feel like the team coming out of the West is going to be way more tired than the team coming out of the East.
Yeah, but even then, the team coming out of the West is probably more likely better than the team coming out the East.
Exactly.
So they should usually win. Like you saw that from the East is only won because of Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James in like the past 10 years.
That's true.
They needed a lot of help. Not saying that they're bad. Like there's bad teams in there. I think Philly and like I said, the Bucks can compete and maybe Boston, but like. It's more of an issue of those GMs do not draft well. They don't, and then they also suck at keeping their players that they do have. Like, example, Charlotte. You had Kemba Walker. You never built anything around him, and then you just let him go for nothing.
Yep.
You signed Terry Rozier, but you basically were giving Terry Rozier the same money for 3 years. They would have been getting, like, Kemba for, like, I think, like 8. So,
yep.
It's more of the GM's fault that they just can't fix that conference. It's like the same thing with the Suns. Like the Suns might never ever be good just because their GMs keep screwing them up. Like they traded Josh Jackson.
Yeah, and he's young. He
wasn't even that bad.
Yeah,
and like they've traded the last 4, I think, of their.
Did they trade Josh Jackson?
Yes.
Damn.
I think he went to Memphis, and they traded like the last 4 of their top draft picks. I think.
Wow. Yeah,
That's the issue. It's not the conferences. It's just get better GMs or ownership. That's it.
Like Devin Booker got to be kind of pissed, but
probably is pissed.
I hate Devin Booker, so
I don't hate him. I just think he just does one thing, and that's all he has to do.
There's only one Kentucky player in the league I actually like.
Jamal, baby. Yeah. What about Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I like him.
He's from Kentucky. You forgot about that, didn't you?
I just kind of, he doesn't play, so.
Exactly. But, I don't mind that statement just because, Karl Anthony Towns is not a huge fan of Nuggets fans. And we're not either of him. But, yeah, I think those are the top teams. I think just Clippers should be favorites because they have the deepest team with also 2 of the best players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they're ahead of the Lakers. I think the Lakers are very top heavy, but I think the Clippers are overall very solid.
They're arguably just as top heavy, and they have a way better bench.
Yeah, like a ton of amazing bench. To have Lou Williams coming off of that bench is terrifying. To have the 6-man and MVP candidates basically on a team, that's pretty terrifying. But not saying they're unbeatable. They definitely could be beaten.
It is nice to know that no team in the NBA is unbeatable this year. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Except for the Nuggets.
Yeah, once MPJ is going to be the unanimous Rookie of the Year and MVP. So
it'd be interesting to see. But I just don't see it happen. But that'd be nice.
Should we pivot to MPJ?
No, I think we should maybe go through just the teams a little bit more. Lakers, don't worry. We already kind of talked about it. Don't worry about them. But LeBron and AD are scary. That's the main.
They're going to be a tough out, but they're not as good as we kind of fear that they might be.
Yeah, I think it's just if you can handle everyone that's not named LeBron or Anthony Davis, you can beat that team. Obviously, it'll still be hard because LeBron's good with just a duo. He and Kyrie scored 80. I don't know if him and AD will ever do that, but they could. But yeah, so that's why they're ahead of us, just because they have the number 1 player in the world and probably the number 6 best player in the league. I don't think Anthony Davis is in top 5 yet, but he'll get there. Then the Rockets, just because they always kill us.
Rockets are a bad matchup.
I really wish they got rid of Capella. It didn't happen.
Yeah, I thought they were going to trade everybody, but they didn't.
Maybe if they somehow do go Westbrook or something like that, they'll get rid of Capella. I'm more scared of Capella than I am Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That's bad. He's he's just hurt me many of times during those games. Like the one time he didn't play, we won, and it was still kind of hard, but we won.
Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, they're a tough matchup for the Nuggets. Yeah, the West is a gauntlet.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Utah still scares me.
Yeah, and then Utah, I think we're on the same level for the most part, but they could get better. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, they're really good shooting now.
Yeah, they have great shooting. Honestly, we need to rely on our development this year. We have to be a better team than we were last year to have a chance at a Western Conference Finals berth.
I think a lot of it too is, I don't feel that worried because I know last year for the most part we had like never reached our actual like 3-point team shooting potential.
It's true.
We were so bad at shooting threes last year for the most part.
A lot of our best shooters could not hit a shot.
Like Gary had an off year kind of for shooting. Jamal had an like on and off time with the shooting. Torrey learned how to shoot. That was great. Malik, cold, hot, cold. Wancho, hot, cold.
Hot, cold, and then very cold.
So yeah, a lot of the players. Millsap, he's everywhere. Millsap needs to fix his free throws. That's what we need to talk about. But and then Jokic is Jokic. He's gonna get buckets. But I think if we hit our 3-point potential, we could be better than a lot of teams ahead of us. Mm-hmm. But that's what we have to hit, and also like guys getting better and stuff.
Yeah, we gotta knock down shots, and we gotta develop. I think we've been preaching that, but. What?
And Jaren will help with shooting too, because he shot 40%. Yeah. So that's gonna help a lot, better than whatever Trey was shooting, probably like 27 or something like that. I think
it was worse than that.
If it was, that's really sad. But yeah, so I think overall in agreement about order, that's where we would be. Mm-hmm. Not worried about the teams really on the bottom. We can get into that once we get closer to the season.
I think if we had a rematch with the Blazers in the playoffs, we would dominate them.
I think we would win like 4-2 or 4-1. Yeah.
I really don't. I don't think we would ever lose to the Blazers again in a playoff series.
I mean, like CJ and Dame are gonna be hard always to guard, but I think hopefully Gary and Jamal are really hard to guard this year, especially Jamal.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where we are. But with that, maybe MPJ helps us, and we can go into Summer League and how that went. I was actually in Vegas. It was great. You got to see a lot of NBA players everywhere. I saw everyone from Anthony Davis to like Chauncey Billups to our old friend Emmanuel Mudiay. Mudiay was great to see.
Nice.
Until I saw him in the Utah shirt, and I was like, "Oh, this feels wrong."
Yeah, he's a Jazz now.
But yeah, so I highly suggest for any NBA fan, go to Las Vegas during Summer League. Especially if you're 21, because you can enjoy other things. But even if you're not, go to Las Vegas, have a good time, and see literally everyone you ever want to see in the NBA. It's like basketball heaven, basically, or hell, I guess, because you're gambling and stuff. Depending on how you look at it.
Depends on and how much money you lose.
Exactly. But I won, so I'm happy. But overall, I was gonna actually go to the game on Friday. Thank God I didn't, because an earthquake happened at that game. I felt it. It was still scary, but I didn't want to be in the stadium when that happened. That probably was terrifying. So the games got canceled. We didn't play. We didn't play the Suns that day, so we have one less Summer League game, which like hurts more the guys who are trying to make teams than our guys. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate they didn't get to play and stuff, but it's not like really detrimental to them. Like, you just miss a game. You get to go out in Vegas if you're of age. But sadly, like on Wednesday or something, and like or Thursday, like
I think it was the day of.
It was like either the day of or like the day before, like the morning before. I get like a report on my phone all of a sudden that MPJ got a knee sprain in a scrimmage the night before they were gonna fly out. I was just like, are you serious? Like, that's just the worst thing that could have happened.
The guy cannot catch a break. Doesn't seem like it's serious. It seems like he's going to be full go for the season, and I've even heard that he could probably come back for Summer League.
I hope he comes back. I want to see him.
I wouldn't mind waiting at this point. I don't really want to risk him getting hurt again if he is an injury-prone player.
Of course. If he has a risk of getting hurt, don't do it, because his family has a lot of issues that are now being very well documented by the internet, and I don't like it. Stop putting those memes out there.
They're kind of Let's just hope that he bounces back and stays healthy this year. I just want him to stay healthy this year. That's kind of where I'm at with MPJ. I am really high on his potential if he can stay healthy. So,
it's just what it is. Hopefully he'll be fine. The videos that the Nuggets social media posts and even he posts, he looked good. He was looking great. All I heard was good things. One of the players in Summer League said he's basically like a 2K player. Yeah. Which is amazing. That's good to hear. Which also kind of means he takes bad shots and he makes them. But that's good.
Yeah, we need that.
If he makes them, obviously it's good. But even he said in an interview before he flew out, he was like, I'm just going to fit with the team and I'm not going to play ISO ball. And I was like, I like these things I'm hearing. Do I trust them? Probably not. Just because he's young and he's going to want to do ISO ball. But I think eventually he'll learn how to pass it and stuff as he keeps playing with the guys. But I could totally see in like the very beginning of the season, he's just ISO balling some people off the bench, which is okay if he's good at it. But yeah, he didn't get to play. Nothing serious. But I really do wish I got to see him, or we just all got to see him play in Sunday's game against the Magic. Sadly, we did not. We also didn't see Bobo, but they were both there, and Bobo's been practicing with the team, so at least it means he can do stuff. He's not like fully hurt, but it seems they're just being safe with Bobo too, which I can appreciate. I think that's good to be safe with both of these guys because kind of a lot of our future depends on them.
Yeah.
But
specifically MPJ. But
more MPJ than Bobo. But Bobo could be an excellent backup center if he actually pans out pretty well and learns to play defense. So, and hopefully he does. And I really do think, please send him to the G League. I think he really should go to the G League.
I think that he should too. I think we got to utilize the G League a little more.
Yeah, we just got to send more players there instead of when we're just don't want them on our bench, because that's what we do sometimes. We don't want them on the bench, and we just like, okay, go to G League. It's kind of weird. Also, we do it sometimes just because we want them to get some play, but I think saying guys more consistently for like maybe a year or so would really help them. But we did get to see some people still in the Magic game. We got to see Vlatko Cancar. That's how you say it. You surprised?
Cancar.
So I'm surprised.
I'm surprised too.
I did not think that's what it was. Totally thought it was Cancar, but nope, Cancar. From everyone I heard, at least. So he did pretty good. He seemed all right. I mean, I feel like there was a couple times where he was still in like his like leagues, like Spanish leagues rules, and he like messed up a couple times with like calls, and I was just like, oh no, because he kept doing a lot of delay of ball technicals. And I was like, what are you doing, man?
Interesting.
But yeah, for the most part, he seemed good. He doesn't seem scared to shoot it. Whenever he gets it and he's open, he usually just pops it, which I like to see. Vanderbilt, he was aggressive. He was all over the court. Looked like he's just going to be a hustle guy for a lot of early of his career, which I'm okay with. We haven't had one since like Kenneth, and he could be very useful if we ever need him on like injury status or something like that,
and maybe infuse some energy into the team.
Yeah, and then I think Brandon Goodwin was really good, except for some of his free throw troubles at the end of the game when we kind of blew the lead, but we still won, so that was good. But for the most part, I think Brandon Goodwin showed that he can play make and he can score when he has to. He didn't do like amazing stats wise, but I think the fact that he had like 6 assists, I think, and like 8 points or something, I think that's pretty good to see that he's also a pretty good point guard in the league. I mean, in G League, he was averaging 22 points a game, so he has potential. And I think keeping him on a two-way is definitely good, just in case, again, Monte gets hurt, or God forbid, Jamal gets hurt, and we need to call him up from the G League or just like the bottom of our bench, depending on how that goes.
On how that all plays out, yeah.
So, overall, I think good showing from the boys. They did pretty good. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Did you see the box scores?
I didn't. I kind of checked out of Summer League after I heard about MPJ, I'll be honest.
That's fair. I also did. But, we got to still support the guys.
Yeah. But I think we have some good young guys. I actually wrote out what I at least expect to be the final roster. And I think Vlatko is going to be a lock to make the roster.
Yeah, I think he's already confirmed.
I don't know about Vanderbilt.
He might.
I think we might be running.
I think there's only one. I think there's 2 spots left.
Okay.
So I think other than Vlatko, there's 2 left. So maybe probably Vanderbilt and Goodwin and Welsh stays in G League.
Yeah, something like that.
Welsh didn't look that good. He looked all right. He didn't look that good.
Yeah.
For the most part, from what I saw. But I think the team has young potential. I really wish we could have saw MPJ. If he's able to play, I really do want to see him play.
I'm so ready to see him play. I really want to see what we got.
Because I've really been blue-balled a lot lately, and I just hate when I get told he's going to play, then all of a sudden that happened. I know every Nuggets fan felt that way when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully he's good. They actually talked about him on ESPN. They all want to see him on ESPN. Everyone wants to see what this guy has. Because he wasn't supposed to be the number 1 or number 2 pick in that amazing draft class.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to see. So everyone wants to see if he can get back to that, which I hope he can.
Let's hope so. It would be great.
Because he was always better than Trae Young. They used to play all the time. And I think he was the better player always on their AAU teams.
I think he was widely considered. Yeah, I mean.
So if he's better than Trae Young usually, and if he can get there again, that'd be great. Trae Young's pretty good right now. But yeah, he didn't play. Hopefully we see him. Probably won't. I think we have games left against like the Celtics and one other team, and then the Summer League playoffs start, which like aren't super important, but we can just continue to see how the guys do and stuff like that.
I wouldn't even mind playing him for like 10 minutes, just letting him get some run.
Yeah, I just want to get some like be on the court again for like a little bit. He hasn't been on there for a really long time.
Exactly.
Like at least in like a game setting. Like, obviously he's practicing and stuff, but he hasn't been in an actual game setting in a while. And I think it'd just be interesting to see how he is. I don't think Bobo will show up at all during the Summer League, and I'm okay with that.
I don't think we'll see him much at all this season either. But we'll see.
But yeah, for most part that happened. Then there was Terrence Davis. What was it?
Yeah, Terrence Davis.
Terrence Davis, he already signed with the Raptors, but he looked really good when he played with us.
He was really good. He's a really good shooter. He signed like an NBA contract. Like, he's not even a 2-way guy.
Yeah, man, he showed a lot in that game. Like he was shooting very well, shooting deep threes, just taking what the defense gave him. That was pretty impressive to see, and he really helped us win that game because we messed up a lot of times when they were kept game back from us having a big lead, and then all of a sudden he just starts shooting well, playing some good defense, turnovers, go to Vanderbilt, good win. It was good. He worked well on that team. I'm kind of sad. I wanted him kind of on our G League team, but they're going to give him an NBA contract. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him that.
But I don't know how he went undrafted. I'm kind of surprised. I know it was just one game, but I think he looked pretty good.
He looked like he was very comfortable.
But yeah, for the most part, again, Summer League, we'll see how it keeps going, and we'll keep an eye. Hopefully MPJ can play, maybe not. If not, we'll see him in the preseason, hopefully, and we can enjoy him there. But I'd say overall in the league, I would say good things happen. I think what Kawhi did really helped out just the whole league and the Nuggets in general by fucking over the Lakers.
Obviously, you kind of wish he stayed in Toronto, but you can live with this.
Yeah, like if you stay in Toronto, I legit was going to bet $100 on the Nuggets to win the West because I thought like, oh, that's an easier path. We just have to be LeBron AD. Now I'm not. I didn't do that because I was like, oh, now there's the Clippers.
Now there's two teams.
It just adds so much. And like as a Nuggets fans, we're gonna have to realize we're gonna have to beat a combination of those 4 teams. We're just gonna have to. We're gonna play at least 2 of 4 of them in the second round, and then the Western Conference Finals. So, and maybe even the first round for like 5th.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility. So we're gonna have to get used to trying to beat the Clippers and the Lakers and the Rockets and the Jazz. And those will be very interesting games to watch during the season. I'm excited for a lot of those, except for Houston. I still don't like our matchup against Houston.
Yep.
But that'll be fun, and I think it was just, as a Nuggets fan, I think it was just good to see the Lakers not get someone for once.
Yeah, it's nice to know that, like, if you think about it, like, they really didn't do that good with free agency.
They did not. I mean, they made up for the lack of free agents they could get because Kawhi screwed them, but
yeah,
they're not, like, amazing free agents. And at least, they'll probably get some more buyout guys. They might get Carmelo. They might get JR. They might get Iguodala. We might get Iguodala. Who knows? Apparently they want to trade him. I don't know what Memphis is doing. They keep shocking me. Go look at their... Anyone who's listening, please go to their ESPN trade machine and look at how many players they have in that thing. It's insane. It's like 20 plus.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it's just because they're kind of slow about taking some players off, but it looks insane, and I don't like it.
They've been making so many moves. You never really
they just
know.
Get guys and then cut them, and then get guys and trade them. I guess you're going for a really quick rebuild, just like swapping people in and out. Yeah. But they might get Kyle Korver. So Lakers could obviously still improve. Houston could still improve. We could maybe still improve. We do have the mid-level exception. So maybe if someone gets bought out, we go for it. Our rotation isn't that big anymore. We have like a lot of people filling it up. But I would not be opposed to getting an Iguodala. If that was a possibility, I would like to. I mean,
if you get an Iguodala, Torrey Craig kind of becomes useless
on the team. But like, as many defenders as possible. Also, true. Iguodala, like, if we do have to play LeBron, he didn't do amazing against LeBron. LeBron still had like 37 on him in the finals, but he does play well at guarding LeBron.
And he has a lot of defenders, yeah.
He has a lot of experience at guarding LeBron, guarding Harden, guarding Damian. So, like, if you could get him, go get him. Yeah. I don't have any hard feelings, so go get him back.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different team, different front office. It really shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, like if you want to be butthurt that we're going to get a guy who makes us better, are you really a Nugget fan?
Yeah, like, exactly.
But again, most part, everything went well. The NBA is now a league of duos that we can all be kind of happy about. You can argue some, 3-man teams, and there probably are some, but for the most part, teams all have at least 2 stars, and that's kind of good to see, at least as the upper echelon teams. So that's good for the Nuggets. It looks like there's parity again in the league, and hopefully we will be able to do pretty well next season with it. We'll see how the rest of the summer goes, and then we'll see how it's going as we go into FIBA, when some of our guys are playing that. I assume Jamal, I assume Jokic, and Juancho. Those will be like the main 3 who will play in that, and then also after that preseason, basically. So hopefully everything goes well. We get to see a lot of improvement from the guys, and we'll keep watching Summer League, and hopefully MPJ plays.
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for.
But otherwise, we'll talk to you guys next week, see what else goes on in the league, if Russell Westbrook gets traded and everything like that. But until then, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you really enjoyed the content, leave a comment if you want to be a part of the discussion or want us to talk about anything. And we look forward to talking to you guys next week.